Yo, what up guys, welcome to a new video, and today we're doing a special video because today we're reviewing one of my own games, and in this game I'm playing against Lava. And for those that don't really know who Lava is, Lava's a former LCK player, swapped to another region right now, but he's a pretty damn good mid laner. A few good highlight videos of him on YouTube, definitely worth checking him out. Let's take a look at this matchup right here. I'm playing Leblanc into Cassante, and this is a matchup I've played a few times from both sides actually, and it's actually just a neutralizing matchup, and I shouldn't really be able to kill the Cassante, but Cassante also doesn't really have the possibilities to kill me. And what my goal is therefore is I took first strike in this matchup because I can use this Cassante then to farm some gold upon, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to combine my abilities and my combos together with my first strike so I can get some additional gold on the back end of this lane. Because killing him is going to be very hard regardless. So my initial plan was to go for a 3-stack into the Cassante, then let it bounce out. Why a 3-stack? Because I can then harass him under tower when he's going for the ranged creeps. But there were some shenanigans happening. Nico invaded my Vi, and I got a nice free kill on the back end of it. I did lose quite a few creeps on mid, which is very unfortunate, but that equalizes it a little bit. He's got a bit more XP, I got a bit more gold. That's fine. So the wave is in a bit of a suboptimal position right now, but it doesn't really matter too much. What I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to get my gold. And ideally I reset on Lost Chapter right now because Cassante is a champion that I'm not going to be able to kill. Sork's Shoes isn't optimal, and I'd rather be able to stay in lane a bit longer with Lost Chapter. I don't have Lost Chapter yet, so I actually pull the wave right here. That forces the Cassante to stay in lane. Otherwise, he's going to lose a few creeps, and it's going to be very annoying for him on his back. He has a worse back than me then. So that's what he wants to avoid, and that's why he stays in lane. And what we see is actually he has to use a few resources to actually get this wave in. He's in a very awkward position. I wish my jungler was able to gank right now, but it isn't always like that. So I just let this wave crash. I'm almost at my 1300 power spike. He actually stays in lane. Surprisingly, he doesn't go for a reset. I miss a few creeps. My E's have been a bit sloppy so far in lane, but we're still in a good spot. I also stay in lane because I don't want to miss creeps if possible, and I know that I'm not under any kind of kill threat, so this is completely fine. I'm just chilling until my Lost Chapter, and right here I can take a free reset. Not only that, but I also get refillable potions, so I'm in a pretty happy position right here, and I don't lose any creeps. Alright, so Cassante also opts in for a reset right here, and I decide to hardshot. Little mistake for me on this part. I think I don't have to hardshot this one, because take a look at the map state right now. We have nothing really going on top lane. I mean, it's very hard for me to influence top lane. We have bot lane that's coming off a reset, and Vi is not actively looking to make a play. So what I should do here is I should actually just slow push and stack a bigger wave. But for some reason I decide to hard shove. I probably want to get some vision, but it's not really a good excuse. Slow pushing would definitely be better, and maybe he lost like 1 or 2 more creeps then because he based as well. In general, it's still okay. We see that Cassante is looking to actively trade upon me, tries to beat me in lane, but I play him right here due to my increased mobility, and that puts me in a pretty good position here in the lane, allowing me to do this damage towards him. And he went for the locket without a refillable potion, so he's actually quite vulnerable here in lane. I get ganked, dodge out on the hook, we get the moves right here. And right now, Cassandra's actually under threat, because when I have my ultimate back up, I can actually force kill onto him. Let's take a look at this situation right here. So I could actually hold the wave and make sure that this Cassante gets put in a very awkward position, because then he has to walk up to crash the wave, and I can then punish him on the back end. But I see that my bot lane is really far pushed up. And because of that, I do not want to take the risk for him roaming down together with enemy jungle in the river right now. And if they, for example, meat right here, my bot lane is very screwed. Hence is why I actually decided to shove the wave. He walks up very, very aggressively, tries to bait my W in. Let's talk about this interaction right here. So what Cassante can do is if I W in and he channels his W shortly, he can actually block my W and therefore a lot of the damage. So there's a little mind game in between. Okay, so who's gonna use their W first? And if he messes up like that, I can just kill him on the back end. So this is a really great solo kill by me. Let's replay it again. And a little mistake by Lava right here. He should have W'd towards the other side right here. I think if he hits the W, he can actually kill me because he's got Aftershock and his ultimate. That's kind of what Cassandra does. But it's a little micro interaction, and that puts me in a very good position here in the lane. I'm gonna go for Liandry's because the enemies have Cassante, Thresh, and Gwen also likes to stack some HP. So I'd like to try Liandry's in this game. I also really like it with First Strike. I think it synergizes pretty well. And I think therefore I can also skill pretty decently. What do we see right now in this position in lane? Wave slow pushing into me. Cassandra does have a potion right now, but what I'm trying to do is right now I'm just trying to get trades onto him slowly and especially combine it with First Strike. So this is a very good trade for me because I can QRW him, max damage, and I get a lot of gold for First Strike and of course a lot of damage onto him in lane. And what I can do is I can just use my R on cooldown. I don't really have to wait or anything for it. I just want to use my R to trade onto the Cassante. So my Vi is topside. She maybe wants to do Herald. I gotta be careful of that. I want to make sure that I actually can support her if there's going to be a skirmish breaking out. Cassante has a lot of wave control and is also extremely tanky in lane. He once again ease in and he tries to get a trade onto me, but I predicted again and I danced around it pretty nicely. That's the benefit of playing Leblanc into melees. It's so fucking impossible for them to play into you. I hit a max range chain and he flashes my W. So I'm pretty sure I could have killed him here. Let's rewind this right here. This little trade. So when Cassandra walks up like this, well, as you see, he tries to W me into my W. That would have cancelled it and I would have been in a very awkward position, but he was too late. And then he tries to, oh wait, that was his E actually, my bad. It's a confusing champion, guys, Cassandra. It's a confusing champion. So he actually then decides he tried to dodge it and he then tries to W me. But since he used all of his dashes, I can then just re-engage onto him like that. And this is just extremely nice spacing and trading for me, and especially the fact that I land this E is really big. And I think if I don't do an auto attack right here before my W, I actually kill him again. If I W instantly right now instead of maybe I couldn't actually. Maybe. I think I could have actually. I think I could have. I'm pretty sure I could have killed him there and always just get the auto afterwards. Because he can flash my W, of course, but not my auto attack. But still, in a pretty good position. He actually stays in lane. Very dangerous call from him, especially because I got my ultimate up. So I can actually look for a solo kill right here. Which I get, but then I get Nico'd. So let's take a look at a little Leblanc trick, what I did right here. So a nice Leblanc trick, especially into these champions that can cancel your dashes. If you're playing against an Ahri, or against a Lissandra, or against, in this case, a Cassante, or any other champions with interrupt in their abilities. What you can do is you can, let's actually slow it down. Slow it down. So you can actually fake movement right here. So I Q him, I R him, and he knows that a W is going to kill him. So let's take a look at my movement right here. If I would W in right now or flash W in right now, he can react to it with W. So what I do is I actually walk back first, slightly walk back before I flash W in, so he doesn't predict this. So if you take a look at it once again, I make this slight back movement so he doesn't see it coming. And that's one of my favorite tricks on Leblanc, especially if you have flash or if you're playing into champions that have interrupt. It's really good to make your movement less predictable because it's very hard to react to it that way. If they don't expect it, they're not going to react to it. But yeah, I should have counted the minions right here. We see 7 minions coming in, especially this last one. I love this new champion. It's great. So yeah, I get Nico'd. So I'm in a very good spot right now. I got Leandris. Game is still quite even. So from this point onward, right, if we take a look at this low stat right here, Jinx is really strong, Nico's pretty strong. We got a pretty bad matchup on top lane, but he's doing great. So what is the goal right now in the game is I need to get another win con going because I'm not going to be able to carry this game on my own. So ideally, I see this Twitch on the bot lane, which is also going to be my primary win condition. And maybe I can shove and move, play my vision towards bot side and get him a head start in this game as well. Because without Twitch being strong, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Bot lane is quite equal, but Jinx is pretty strong. So let's take a look at how the game plays out. I place my vision towards bot side. I really like this as Leblanc, by the way. I like myself a pink in this push. And I think I also should have went sweeper at this point, because then I have a bit more pressure towards bot lane. And I don't really need to ward against Nico anyway. So I think if I go sweeper, it's going to be better. But in general, a ward like this is really good. I really like the ward at that spot. It gives me vision over the river and over the enemy jungle. If I cannot walk much deeper, that is, right? Right now we get into a little mini game with Cassandra once again. I don't really have the damage to kill him, but I'm going to be very annoying for him. And if he gets like an ultimate onto me or like a good trade, I can definitely be in kill threat still. I know he wants to go for the cannon, so I go for a nice little QE, which is unmissable. Otherwise he's going to miss the cannon. And I'm just going to keep the prio up for my bot lane right here. I see my Vi is hovering, so I want to hard shove and actually make sure that this Cassandra can never move. I'm also going to move. I see something happening. And it seems that my bot lane is already smurfing. So that's really nice for me. Once again, nice little mini game here. He tries to cancel my W. I bait it out by walking back first. This is exactly what you do into these kind of champions. You walk back first, and it's actually really annoying for them because that's basically their only window to win this lane into you. And I'm just hitting him with Qs right now. Leandris is stacking across the time, and this is very, very good for me. I am in a bit of threat because if he lands an ability onto me, I'm pretty sure he can just kill me with his ultimate. Like this. Crazy champion, man. Crazy champion. Actually, crazy champion. Let's rewind this a little bit. It was well played by him. So I disrespected his damage. He ults me, W, Q, and it's lucky that I root him, otherwise I wouldn't even have killed him. So it's very good that I have a kill trade right here, otherwise I would be in a pretty rough position because he gets a lot of solo XP, I lose a lot of minions, and he can just get out them. Nico shoves the wave, I come back into lane, and we actually get a lot of damage onto the tower with the Rift Herald, so more gold in my pocket, exactly the way I like it. And I'm stacking some more first strike gold. The good thing as Leblanc playing into these tanks is that, like, yes, you're gonna struggle in lane. Yes, it's gonna be very hard to kill them. But you're gonna be able to stack so much gold of your first strike. So I really recommend it into these heavy D-shield users. Sometimes you see Ornn or Psy in mid. Just go first strike and just get yourself some free gold so you hit your item spikes a bit faster. So I see, I still want to create win conditions towards the bot side. So all my vision is going towards bot side. I'm going to be hovering towards bot side. We just had a very nice little skirmish on bot, and we know that Nico is also going to be ganking bot right now. So that's going to be a very tricky situation right there. I ping in advance, but it seems that my bot lane is just smurfing and actually killing the enemy bot lane on cooldown. So that's really good for the game state because Twitch is going to be able to take over. And that's exactly what I need as Leblanc. I need a secondary win condition, or in that case actually a primary win condition, for me to be able to function. Because it's really hard to 1v9 carry a game as Leblanc. In this situation right here, I'm just chilling in lane. I want to get him onto a reset. And yeah, we just doing a little bit of fighting right here. And this is exactly what I like in these kind of lanes. Like, these Korean mids are very aggressive, even though they shouldn't actually be. And that makes the game really, really, really fun, because they're trying to skill check you all the time. They're winning it sometimes too, and that's the crazy part. It just have to happen once where they win it, and then you're in a bad position suddenly. As you can see, like, this guy is actually just fucking me up while I'm very far ahead in the lane. So sadly miss another E. I've been missing a lot of E's in this lane and in this game. So definitely need to be a bit more careful with my E usage. I just waste a lot of mana with it and a bit of pressure as well, so I need to work on that. So since the enemies are probably going to stack a lot of MR, especially this Cassante, he's been stacking MR all the time. I'm just building Void Staff. I really like Leandri's into Void Staff, and it really helps with my damage. The reasoning for me not going Shadow Flame or something like that is because if I go Magic Penetration in Ludens, I like to also go flat Magic Penetration in Shadow Flame. But if I don't have that flat Magic Penetration in Ludens, I don't really think Shadow Flame is that good, because flat Magic Penetration is better the more you get of it, because then you're going to really start towards that true damage and stuff. But if I don't really get it in the Ludens, I think with Leandri's, then the Void Staff is better, because it gives the percentage Magic Penetration. So we get a nice little kill into the Nico. Let's see what the Nico was doing right here. Ah yeah, she was trying to help the Gwen, but it actually put her in a very rough position, and she's gonna die. So game is looking really, really good. Pretty sure we need like one more fight and it should be game over. Cassante is getting a bit frustrated. He's starting to split push, which makes sense. It's very, very rough game for him, especially not in the matchup. Matchup is mostly into my hands. If I make a mistake, he can capitalize. If I don't make a mistake, it's just going to be a handshake. And it seems like from this point onward, we just win. We have a nice little skirmish right here. We kill the Cassante, and it should be game over from this point. We have a winning AD carry that's killing everyone on cooldown. I'm very strong, and we have also a good weak side top and a setup jungler, so the game should be in our hands from this point onward. It was really exciting playing against Korean mid Lava in my game. I love the fighting. It's one of the most fun games I've played in a while, and I actually hope to see some more in my games now while MSI is going on. I hope to see Faker again. I hope to see Knight. I really want to play against Knight. I think he's cracked. And also Chovy, but Chovy hasn't been playing too much solo queue in the US, so I'm looking forward to who I possibly can get into my games. So thank you all for watching, and I see you guys next week with a new video. Bye bye guys.